Hello and welcome back to our continuing adventures on the Let's Defend platform. Today we are going to tackle from February 6, 2021, 1:58 p.m. a SOC117 event ID 50 alert, otherwise known as a suspicious.reg file. This is what, an Aldo? So we're going to need a couple different things here. Hey Aldo. Where is the Aldo? Aldo! Already quarantined. Everything for 2020 thus far. Yep. So let's go ahead and grab the IP address. We had one thing, December 6th. Nothing? Nada? Zilch. Okay. So we're not going to get anything out of the endpoint logs. We're not going to get anything on the network logs, which is interesting. Yes, there's a little bit of foreshadowing with that. So this is current. It is 5:30 as I record this. The reg file itself uploaded triggers nothing out of 58 different engines. Now, there is a batch file in with the files pulled. What is it? Important update.bat. Because, why would we not want to have important update.bat run? Let's see. Let me bring that one to the forward. Do transition. There we go. So it should be visible on the screen then. So it looks like it creates a process and names it Demunk1. Apparently tries to set or create a service.bat. Sets it to run. Looks like it stops Windows Defender, stops firewall, and then it looks like it tries to check for the IPC of any sort of local workstation, assuming that the workstation is on a 192.168.1.x network. It looks like it copies the batch file into the users directory to basically get all that stuff kicked off. Let's see, and then I've also got the registry file open. Now that is more of a confusing mess. A little bit harder to, well actually, okay, a lot harder to understand. At this particular juncture, I don't really have a whole lot of time and or drive to run through all of this. I know, I'm a terrible SOC analyst. Oh. I mean, honestly, I am not seeing much in here that really speaks to me, as it were. So we'll move that out of the way. So, I show you that to take you now to the detections for the batch file that's included. So this is about a day old, give or take. And instead of important update.bat, VirusTotal has it down as add xbot.bat. And it is detected by 7 of 56 engines. Which, given the fact that we read the bottom portion of that important update.bat file where it denotes, well, midsection, disabling firewall, disabling Windows Defender, and then, of course, the quote-unquote worm activity. So it kind of lends credence to the names that this thing's been given. Microsoft in their oh-so-helpful naming convention, but Fortinet seems to have it, ESET seems to get it, and as much as I hate to give Tencent any sort of praise, Dr. Web batch.virus, I believe that's Russian, maybe? And then Baidu, which is, I believe, Chinese. So it's weird that we got these kind of outliers picking this thing up. Kind of makes me wonder as to whether or not if this might have been used against China at one point. Or maybe somebody affiliated with China. Anyways, so we go and we take a look. Let's see. I did submit an item into hybrid analysis, and we don't really seem to get a whole heck of a lot. Again, nothing off that reg file, but the important update does seem to flag. Which is kind of what we would expect, especially seeing as how VirusTotal already picks up some of these. And this just seems to go round and around. But now the interesting aspect to see it live. Any.run, since it's in an interactive sandbox, basically allows you to go through, run the batch file, and we basically get to see this step by step by step. So basically the biggest portion here kind of goes off. So the creation of that service.bat file, the demunk, oh, I guess that's an I, not a 1, demunk-I. Editing the registry, so going through stopping Defender, stopping Windows Firewall. And then we see the quote-unquote worm activity of trying to sit there, and it looks like trying to map the Z drive to the C $ shares. It looks like it only was able to run up to 192.168.1.10 before the time limit expired on this. So it marks it as malicious, but doesn't give it a tag in terms of like emotet or anything else like that. Because, I mean, obviously this isn't emotet. This looks almost like it might have been a homemade piece, maybe? But it's obviously malicious, as it's attempting to spread. Although it doesn't look like it's really dangerous in terms of, you know, blowing up boxes. But of course the question comes down to, okay, once all this stuff has occurred, what's next? Obviously it's a compromised box, but seeing as how I only have a limited time to run this stuff. Now, I guess I could stand up my Windows VMs and kick it off there and see what shakes out, but that's going a little bit above and beyond. We don't have... No, that's attempted communication to the other ones, but then we've got 192.168.100.59. What is it? Port 13... What is it? I need a refresher. Port 137. Is that... That's not NTP or anything, is it? Oh, NetBIOS. Okay. SMB, which I guess would make sense considering the fact that it's trying to reach out to see if there's anything on the local network. Okay. So I think we've done enough investigation to note that yes, the box called Aldo needs to be nuked and paved, but we kind of knew that from last time this box was used, given the fact that it's already been in requested quarantine. I'm assuming this is probably from December 2020. So it's been a couple of months that apparently they haven't nuked and paved the box. Either that or the user on Aldo needs some security awareness training. But we don't have anything here. I don't suppose this actually picks up. Nope, that's 173. Nope, that's outside coming in. I'm curious just to see as to whether or not if this stuff is segmented in such a way that the firewall would effectively catch internal to internal traffic. It doesn't look like it would be the case, which is fine. I mean, we've sandboxed this and we already know what's going on. Of course, at this particular point, it wouldn't really work, considering the fact that it's programmed for 192.168.1.x. We apparently, or those that are on the Let's Defend network, are apparently on the 172.16.17.x network. Except for test, because, you know, test, who likes test? And why in the hell would you, oh, okay, I guess there's a 20 in there as well. So 20s must be for servers, general workstations must be 17, so there's at least some sort of segmentation like that. Although why you'd have a test machine that would be 1.1.1.1 when that is, isn't that Cloudflare's DNS, right? Yeah, Cloudflare. That just looks suspicious as all get out. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's work through the playbook. Question is, why were we getting involved with this? It's not outgoing traffic. It's just a suspicious reg file. So it's not traffic. It's not that the AV was killed, because if memory serves me right, this was a Windows 10 box, but at least according to processes, it was, yeah. So it's got semantic. Not that obviously this would help, considering the fact that, you know, semantic does not see the batch file whatsoever, at least according to VirusTotal. Actually, I know a couple of people that have the enterprise version of semantic. Of course, I guess that would be one and the same, because semantic is enterprise, Norton is home. I guess you could just send them the batch file without the reg file and see as to what else shakes out from there. Although, with the reg file, does it even do anything? Oh, the batch file seems to be where everything is done. Well, that's interesting. I don't see a section there that where it imports. Oh, no, wrong window. Is there anything in here where it talks about where it actually imported? It's where it denotes the service start the monkey. Failed, the service does not exist. Okay. We'll just keep it routed through the local. So I wonder as to whether or not if you have to import the registry file to see as to whether or not if everything works as expected. Because as I recall, there wasn't an importing of that registry file. So could that .reg file just be a metaphorical smokescreen? Oh, I don't know. Okay, so let's import the registry file. There's the reg edit. Well, you're a sandbox, so I don't really care. Go ahead and run bat. Nope, still wasn't able to start the monkey service. Because it wants to create the service demonkey utilizing the important update.bat file that's on the desktop. So apparently it's not coded very well. So it's denoting that it's killed Windows Firewall. Yep. Oh, so at some point it does actually try to import it then. I just missed that. Well, regardless, we don't need to sit here while this stuff runs through. Because it doesn't look like anything's going to be different. It's kicking off again. Same exact portions. Tries to create a service. Knocks out Defender, knocks out Firewall, and then starts scanning the 192.168.1.x network. Which, okay, I guess it would be a toss-up between 192.168.1 and 192.168.0 in terms of what would be the most common home network, maybe even business network that you'd kick this stuff off to. Well, whoever designed the Let's Defend section apparently did a decent enough job using non-standard. Well, non-standard from a business perspective of a home network. Well, if this stuff was run, I mean, it is set to automatically on system boot, even though that's not what we're firing off. Was it allowed or quarantined? Device action was allowed for the registry file, so it was not quarantined, it was not cleaned. It does indeed appear to be malicious. So we've got two aspects. We've got the reg file. So that's going to generate as it sits. .reg file. And this is going to be the .bat file, which is up here. I mean, there's no indicators of... I like that. Worm.exe. 1PE parent resource. That's interesting. Let's open up in another link just to take a look at. Now that's interesting. So semantic will pick that one up. But yet, when we run it, I mean, we don't see any evidence of a worm.exe. Just everything that's scripted to run out like that. That's kind of funny. But exactly what we observed previously. It's trying to sit there and talk to local boxes starting with .0, .1, .2, all in the same order. 445, 139, 80. Service.bat. Almost like we're missing a portion, but it does talk about the same process created. Almost, almost like this has been repurposed. Looks like most of all the code is there. Well, let's just do this. We haven't seen it. Unobserved worm.exe that is related to this.bat detection. We don't have any other comms besides local traffic that we would attempt to take a look for, but we don't have logs for that particular aspect. So if anybody requested the C2, well, it doesn't appear to be any C2. Because there's only traffic from that system out. So I guess we'll see as to whether or not that we get dinged for that. Maybe we missed an IP connection or something else like that. But so this is a true positive. We are denoting apparent local x8.1.x addressing scheme. Okay. Close alert. And now we see as to whether or not if we missed anything. Fairly certain I said that it wasn't quarantined. Especially since device action was allowed. It just could be a small mistake in terms of the data set they're using. I will raise that up just in case. But as that exists now, currently, that is the completion of the SOC117 EventID 50 or suspicious.reg file alert that was fired off February 6, 2021 at 1:58 p.m. With that in the bag, I will see everyone on the next video and the next exercise.